I'm sorry it had to be this way. You are not the one I'm after.
Hey everyone, Thordan Smash here.
And Garretleaks, and today we're going to be talking about nerfs and buffs.
And along with that, we're also going to give out 45 bucks because we're at the ALGS tournament, so all you gotta do is like, comment, subscribe. Also, you gotta make sure to check out his channel, and you'll also be entered for another giveaway. And then let's go ahead and start talking about nerfs and buffs.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we have a couple of different topics to talk about today. The first one I'm gonna go over is the fact that there is another leak now for the anime thematic event Octane skin, and they've changed the color of the hat. It fits a little bit more with One Piece now, but I think overall it looks pretty good. The other thing that needs to be addressed is there has been quite an issue with the ALGS tournaments. There's been a huge issue with players getting COVID and having to be dropped out of the tournament, along with the fact that there's a lot of teams that weren't able to get visas, and now there's a lot of teams of just duos, and they're getting kind of wrecked, and I kind of feel bad for them. It sucks that they only had a month to get ready for this tournament, and a lot of them weren't able to get visas and get in, and so pretty much everyone in the loser bracket is just getting rocked by teams of 3. There's also some other really cool news because it looks like Apex Legends is working on a single player game set in the Apex Legends universe, not referenced as the Titanfall universe according to one of the devs in his bio. And while this could be something like Titanfall 3, it most likely, because it references Apex specifically, will be something to do with the Legends, possibly in a single player format, or it could be similar to what we saw with Overwatch 2, and they're building it on a brand new engine to make the game run a little bit better and smoother, because right now with the old source engine, it's got a lot of bugs and ends up breaking quite often. But now let's get into the nitty gritty that everyone wants to know about, and that's buffs and nerfs. Now for the last couple of seasons, we've seen these buffs and nerfs usually coincide with heirlooms that come for the Legend, although there are some times where there are exceptions made, such as the Rampart buff for season 13 or Lifeline getting one for the last collection event. But I do believe in season 14 we're going to be seeing a ton of nerfs to a lot of very popular Legends, and the reason for that is the ALGS championship is going to be ending. Therefore, the meta can be shaken up quite a bit more than usual, as they're not going to be that worried about making sure that the pro players aren't thrown off balance with meta changes. If we look at ALGS pick rates, we know for a fact that Gibraltar is one of the top picked Legends, and there's a reason. He's insanely good and basically a Swiss Army knife of a Legend. And about 2 seasons ago, John Larson did say that they are going to be doing a rework for Gibraltar, because while he is very popular in ALGS, he isn't very popular among the general player base, and they wanted to do something to make him a little bit sexier. Now, it's not confirmed on what exactly they're going to be changing around, but there is going to be a rework to basically how his kit works that makes him more fun to play without actually boosting his power level to make him an even bigger monster than he is currently. The other Legend that has an insanely high pick rate is Valkyrie, and Josh Medina, a senior producer on Apex Legends, actually pointed that out specifically. And there has actually been some leaks and rumors that have been floating around that they are going to be extending Valkyrie's ult by about a minute and a half, and this would solve the problem of her just being able to fly around the map and constantly re-rotate and find out where enemy teams are. We also know that we are getting an EVA 8 buff, as the Devil Tap will be returning to the main game of Apex Legends, and this will also put the G7 Scout back on the ground floor, and so we should see a nerf with the G7 as well, as it will no longer be a care package item. And we also know that the gold knockdown shield, according to John Larson, will be receiving some kind of nerf to the self-res function. I still think that should be something that only happens in ranked lobbies, but we'll have to see how they actually go about doing that, as we've never had a meta change only take place in ranked and not in public matches. And the last big thing, and everyone has been wanting a rework for Pathfinder's passive, and we've talked about this briefly, but I do want to let people know that there are 5 new Legend classes that seem to be coming to the game that the developers are working on, and this will give new passives to some Legends who kind of don't have one anymore, such as Pathfinder, who, while he does get his ultimate back quicker, is kind of one of the weaker passives in the game, especially because everyone that's in Recon can scan beacons. And Respawn has actually talked about this before during the Raiders Collection event in Season 11, saying that they were looking at ways to change the scan meta, so I think we'll see Legends such as Bloodhound, Seer, Crypto continue to stay in that Recon class, but then Pathfinder, Valkyrie, Wraith, and Octane and such will be moved over to a movement class, and there will be more specified ones as well, so that the characters and Legends have more defined roles and impact when they actually are in the game. I'm back in my hotel room from the ALGS tournament. It is absolutely storming and raining outside, but I wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you. If you've come up to me for a photo or just to get something signed, it has been an absolute pleasure seeing you guys at the tournament, and I can't wait to see you again for the rest of the weekend. And if you're at home, I hope you're enjoying Apex Legends and the bugs aren't ruining your time too much. Until next time, Legends, keep slaying in the Outlands, and I'll see you out there.